So this is Fam Electrico, so we're going to try something different today. We're going to do a tutorial. And what we're going to do is, what you see here is we have got a Moog grandmother, and we've got an Akai Force. And what we're going to do is be able to take through MIDI, we're using the USB MIDI in this example, of taking the USB MIDI out of the grandmother. We're not going to do any CV today. We're going to bring that into the Akai Force 3.11, and we're going to do an audio track and a MIDI track. And we're also going to do some internal synths that are inside of this Akai Force, and we're going to try to put together a song and show you how you can do that. So, the first thing to do is to go into the Akai Force, which we're going to do now. And what we're going to do in the Akai Force is we're going to... I got some people laughing in the background. That's great. So we're going to go and what we're going to do is we're going to create the MIDI track. So we have already got on here a plugin 001 and an audio track 01. And we're going to create a MIDI track. So turn my mic a little bit so I can talk without it being right on me. So we're going to go and create the MIDI track. We added a MIDI track. We're going to go and create a drum track, maybe another drum track. I don't know if I'll use it. Another plugin, and maybe another audio track. Then we're going to go in, and for the MIDI track, I'm going to create it, and then I'm going to hit the clip and increase the loop length to like 24. And then I'm going to go to my matrix. I see it's there. And go into the audio track and hit the clip. And this is one of the keys with the audio track, which I didn't understand, is you actually have to leave in the grid the audio track blank. But if you want the clip size, you got to increase the clip size. So we're going to increase the clip size to like 18. And then go back in. Now hopefully it stayed 18. It's always something. Why is it changing? Here we go. Now it's there. Now if I go back and I go check it, wow, does it keep on bouncing it out? I could have sworn I got this to stay before. Well, we'll see. So the audio clip, you're supposed to be able to increase it, so I don't know what's going on there, but so we've got the MIDI track, we've got it at 24, and I check the matrix and check the audio track again. It's still not the right length, so that's kind of a pain. So either way, so it's like I got 20 bars now. Let's see. Hope it stays there. So then I'm going to go into the plugin and I'm going to make that, I'm going to go and create a plugin. And what I'm going to do is I actually have a guitar that I got. So I'm going to go into my actual places and then go to my internal SD card. And I've got like a Korg Kronos guitar pack I got. And I'm going to load that up. You can hear it. Maybe I'll use that one. So I'll load that one. And then I'll double click on the notes. We'll get to the matrix and then get rid of this one. Increase the length of this track. Stop it and increase it to like 416. Then go in and hit the notes. Now in the note mode, what you can do on here is it lets you do different types of note modes. So you can, on the guitar, you could be on chords, progressions, tonets, guitar, bass, piano, chromatic. And tonets are kind of interesting. We did Let me turn it down a little bit so you can take the little, you take these endless encoders and you can adjust it. And we'll probably put some effects on it later. So we got the audio track. I'm still checking my audio track and why it's not letting me increase the bars. Do it. And then, so now let's get to like, how do you connect the Moog? So let's go into the MIDI. So you go into Mixer and you go into I/O. And when you go into I/O, you make sure that your monitor's on auto. Make sure your port MIDI in is on the Force. And then the MIDI out is going to be on the Moog grandmother. And then the channel is going to be on channel 1. And the MIDI send to is set to none. Right. So then if we hit the grid on MIDI is our third channel. And oh, we didn't set the audio. So you got to go to audio and set that to auto. Or maybe. Let's see if we did this right again. Set that to in. Yeah, now we actually play in the Moog. And if I adjust the cutoff on the Moog, now you can actually hear me playing the Moog on the pads and on the keyboard. So you can do both. So I've got it in there, and let's make sure that it's on auto. Maybe not. I did have a problem with this before. Set it to in. I think we have to have it set to auto to be able to have it work correctly on the actual MIDI track. And on the audio track, maybe, let me see if I set to auto. On the auto track, let me see. No, it set that to. So I'm setting the MIDI track to auto, and then maybe after the fact, or if we want to listen to the audio track later, we set it to auto. Right now we got it set to in, but I'll put it on auto just in case. So we didn't set up any of the other instruments. Let's try to set up a drum track and, get that to go like 24 beats. And we'll just mess around and make a drum track. So we're going to go into load and go back out of places because we got the guitar. Or maybe we didn't get the guitar. Hope we did. Make sure we still have our guitar. We still have our guitar. And we still got the MIDI. Stop it. Get the MIDI. And maybe we don't. So we go back to the mixer and see what happened. What is going on with the yeah, so we had to switch the audio to in and the MIDI to auto. And we just kind of weird because we had it set before where, the audio wasn't on in and no, whatever. So now we've got the electric guitar on auto on the monitor. We got the audio one on in that's taken in the Moog into line 1. We did have to set it to instrument, not line, for it to actually take it in. So again, we can play the Moog on the keyboard, and we can play the Moog on the pads. So then we go into the drums, go back to Matrix, make sure we got the clips out to 24 length, and then we're gonna load a drum, and we're gonna go to kits and find something. We're gonna go to Electro House Kit Wake Up and load that. Then you see, if you just don't hit the note button, you only get this section of the forces lit up, and you see it. But if you hit the notes, what we're gonna see is that you get all the options. So then we're gonna go back into the mixer because it's not sounding. So we go back into the drum and say, why isn't the drum sounding? So the drum is on 4. And and for some reason it's not coming in. So let's go back and look at when we brought that drum in. Did we actually load that kit? Okay, now we hear the kit. And if we open it up, you have different levels of the drums you pick. And now we can actually go and put in like a drum track. One cool trick is you can use the ARP to do the drums. So we're going to try something like that. So let's go. And then what we do to record, you hit record, and then you hit the lane. Actually quantize it. Now I got it. Now stop it. Go back to the Moog. And so let me see. Make sure I'm on the Moog. I'm still using the drums, but it should be on the Moog. Now for some reason, where's the Moog? Oh, the Moog's on 4. But the drums are coming in, even though the drums are on 3. So now you got to go into the mixer. See what is going on with the drums. Why is it coming in? So let's just get it so it's not doing that. Let's get the Moog back on. Oh, I got 2 sets of drums. Why did it do that? Now did I lose my Moog? That's freaking weird. Now I lost my Moog, my MIDI track. It made it. Now that is weird. That is not what I wanted. So for some reason, my number 3 track became a electro house, even though I didn't want that to be. So that's freaking weird. Let's see if I can delete that. That's very disappointing. So now we might have to restart this episode because now for some reason our MIDI track, it became a drum track. And when we still hear the Moog, but it's like it's labeled as electro house when it's supposed to be a MIDI track. So we're gonna stop this and start again. Sorry, but you know. So I was really trying to do a tutorial, kind of dead. So let's try it again.